and go to YouTube. Good morning, professional photographers of Idaho and beyond. I'm Bob Rider.
And I think I'm Mike Collins, but I'm not sure today.
You are Mike Collins. I'm excited to have you here, Mike.
I'm excited to be here.
I'm going to just check a couple things. Oh, Laquita's here. She says, good morning, Photo Tribe.
Good morning,
I love
Laquita.
that. I think that's the best thing I've heard today. You know what's funny? I like this camera view of us, but I think this one adds a little bit of comedy. Because you're 6'5" and I'm 5'9".
Now let me get tall.
I'm just acknowledging that right out of the gate. So we'll stay here for a little bit because
I did offer him my phone book that I have in
he
my
did
truck.
offer the phone book, and that didn't help enough.
He needs the LA County phone
I
book.
need the LA phone book. Yeah, okay. Enough of that shenanigans. Mike, I'm excited to have you here. We have announced electronically that through social media and email that you are the new executive director of Professional Photographers of Idaho. And with that, that brings a lot of things that our organization has needed for a long time. And I'm just going to preface this by saying that this is a decision that the board of directors made with consideration. It was a thoughtful process. It didn't take a lot of convincing. But it bears saying that this is something that our bylaws have allowed for many years. So we didn't have to pursue something that direction because fortunately our bylaws were structured to allow us to do this. And
Right.
I'm just excited about it because it's a new level of service and engagement for our members and prospective members.
You know, for me, it's a way to take weight off of the board so they don't have all the tasks that have been going on trying to do everything themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a go-between between the board, so people can email me, text me, or whatever, and we can get things done very quickly. I hope.
Quickly is nice. I need to find a window. There it is. Thank you. I was listening to what you said, but I'm checking the audio levels. They were a little wonky this morning. Laquita, dear, would you be kind enough to just give me a shout and let me know how the audio sounds this morning? It just looks different to me on my screen. So let me know what you see there, Q. I would love to hear it, that feedback. So you kind of hit the nail on the head, Mike, that your board of directors, well, first of all, we're all volunteer. This isn't our JOB. We've committed to doing this, but it's easy to just pay attention to it once a month because it's not the thing that we do. And most of us are running a business. Or two.
True.
So this, from the board perspective, this gives the board a single waypoint for communication with our members, whether that's a phone call or a message or an email. Do you have a preferred way of being communicated to?
I love email. When I'm on my computer, my email pops up immediately as soon as I have one, so I can respond back ASAP.
Yeah.
Text, I could be out to dinner. You text me. I'm not going to text right away because I'll get shot by my wife.
We don't want
And then
that.
I forget all about the text to begin with. So email is probably the best way.
Good. I just realized that with our audio, I didn't shut the air conditioners off, so there's probably a base level there. So I'm going to let you carry on for just a minute. You know what would be great is if you would just kind of introduce yourself, a little bit about your history. I mean, most of the folks that are going to watch probably know who you are, but they might not know where you've been. All right? So will you do that for me? I'm going to drop over there and shut that air conditioner off.
I can do that.
Well, there we go.
I hate bragging about myself, but here we go. I started photography when I was 5 years old. My parents gave me a camera, little small Kodak, I guess you call it a Hawkeye camera.
Okay.
Really cool. And I loved the challenge because people would say, well, you can't get that shot. The lighting's not good enough or something like that. And I loved the challenge of proving that I could. And then high school, I took a photography class, one whole class, and I hated most of the stuff that went with it. Working in the darkroom on the, I forget what you call those, where you put keys and leaves and things and expose light to paper and then
Oh,
process
yeah.
it. I hated that.
I don't
part.
know what that's
It was
called.
boring.
Yeah,
Then we got to
I know what you're talking about, though. I've done it.
people photography.
Yeah, see, that's my jam, right?
I was in love with photography.
Yeah.
And they had a Hasselblad there that I got to play with.
In school?
At school.
Oh, my goodness.
It was amazing to play
I've
with.
always wanted a Hazy.
After I went in the Air Force, I bought my first real camera, started playing, bought a light for a studio and started playing just because I liked doing what I did. And then it just, somebody said, well, you need to go into business for yourself because you're just as good as so-and-so. I'm not going to mention any names, but his work was fantastic, and I was not that good, believe me. I did good quality,
That's the affirmation
solid work.
crowd, right? You're just as good because they love you,
Yeah.
right?
And a lot of people, when you post your images on Facebook looking for recognition or, hey, what do you think about this one for print comp? Everybody's going to say, I love it, I love it, I love it. No matter how crappy, I can't say that, can I?
You know what? This is our show, and I've said far worse than crappy.
I have to look professional because I'm the executive director.
Sure, we'll go with that. I always try to look professional, but sometimes
I do too.
Things come out of my mouth.
My filter doesn't always work.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like I said, it's our show for our people, and I'm not trying to entertain a classroom full of kids, so heck with it, right? So, okay, you've been around the block a minute.
Once or twice, yeah.
Yeah. And you've served with other professional associations in the past. So tell us a little bit about that.
I was part of the Professional Photographers of California. I still am. I'm a lifetime member.
And you're still active with that community.
Very active. I love PPC. I mean, they're wonderful people, just like PPI is. I mean, it's the people that make the organization.
It is.
And with me, PPC has just got great people.
Larry and I have stood on that point about the people. It is the community that makes the organization. It is the people that makes the organization.
And people can ruin an organization very quickly.
Lots of organizations have seen splits.
Everyone does.
Yep.
Everyone does. And I've been involved with West Coast School for over 20 years.
Okay.
I was asked to be on the board of directors of West Coast School when I was at school one year. Their director came to me and said, would you consider it? I said, no. An hour later, somebody came knocking on my door and said, would you consider it? I said, no.
I had an experience like that.
By the fourth one, they wore me down.
Yeah, I had a woman come into my store back when we had the retail store out west, and we had a nice conversation. She was actually the wife to a retired cop from my agency, right? So, there's a relationship there.
Right.
And she said, hey, we'd like you to sit on the board of directors for this thing. And I said, no, I'm stretched pretty thin as it is. We had a nice conversation, and then I got busy with customers, and I realized she's sitting in a chair across the room. And finally, get done with customers, it kind of goes in waves. Jill, what can I do for you? Oh, I'm staying until you say yes. I sat on that board for about 4 years.
Well, I got more and more involved with West Coast School. I mean, that's my passion.
It is.
Especially now, I love teaching, giving back, and I get to teach at another school next year.
You're going to be at Texas School.
I cannot confirm which school that is. I'm under contract right now.
Down south?
They have asked me to wait till October after they make their announcement of all their instructors.
So, you'll be teaching at West Coast School.
Definitely.
And another school somewhere in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yes.
Great. We can go with that. We can ride
a very
that.
large school. I'm excited about
large,
that.
well-renowned, yeehaw kind of place. Okay. Everything's big there.
And hot right now.
And hot, right? Well, it's hot too.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's very cool,
fun.
man. What a neat opportunity. So what programs are you teaching this coming year?
Both of them are going to be Photoshop 0 to 60.
Okay.
That's my niche right now, is teaching Photoshop, teaching the basics, how to use it.
We've taught that here. You've taught that here. And it's so good. Like a week of that would be incredible.
I would love to do like a 1 or 2 day class for PPI and help PPI, number one, raise some money with it.
I don't think a 1 day class is enough. We did that here.
No, it's not enough. 2 days minimum would make it so much better.
Yeah, I think we should work on that. Shout at us if you think that Mike should teach a 2 or 3 day class. See, I extended that from 1 to 2 to 2 to 3. It works that way. Shout at us in the comments if you think Mike should host a Photoshop class.
I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
I'd love to. It'd be fun.
So you've been involved with West Coast School. You've been involved with PPC. There was another organization out
I
there,
served on the board of PPC from treasurer all the way up through president to chairman of the board.
Wow.
So I did that. When I was, just before I was president, our association was almost bankrupt. Well, let me rephrase it. It was bankrupt.
Yeah.
But we did so many good things to get the organization back online. A lot of good leadership, not on my part, but other people's. And
providing opportunities for your people.
And
to do
providing
fun
opportunities.
things.
When I left, we had 600 members.
Wow.
That was probably my biggest
That's a big
happiness.
feather.
That's a big feather.
That's a big notch, right?
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Laquita, who might be our only viewer at the moment, says we need a week-long class here in the fall, please. So we'll talk about that, Q. We'll have some conversation about that offline.
Well, reaching back to my PPC days, I've got somebody who wants to teach QuickBooks for a day here.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're looking at the wintertime for that.
In the wintertime for that one in 2024.
Have a photographer CPA come and teach a day-long workshop
She's
on
the
QuickBooks.
treasurer of PPC. She's a certified public accountant. She does public accounting for major businesses in California. And
I need that.
And she's a
My wife and I need
QuickBooks,
that for
certified
our business.
QuickBooks instructor.
Brilliant.
So it'll be fun.
That'll be, you know what? I don't know, fun?
She's a fun person.
I think what's fun in something like that for me is knowing that I'm getting a solid foundation. That's fun.
Yeah.
Is knowing that your books are right. Anyway, good stuff. So let's just take a minute. We've got a whole host of announcements today.
Yes, we do.
I think people get it that you're a master photographer. You've been around a long time. I didn't say it that way.
I have been, well,
Yeah.
not compared to some people.
But you have the experience. You've served in a director role before.
Yes,
For PPC?
for PPC for a couple of years.
Okay. So this isn't new to you.
Mm-mm.
I think the essence of that conversation, in a nutshell, is that you're well qualified to take
Hopefully.
this executive director role and run with it. And on top of that, you're well liked, and that's not just. I'm not just trying to
There's a lot of
dish out
smoke
flattery.
coming over here.
It's not flattery. It's just, I aim to surround myself with people that are well liked and knowledgeable and giving with the things that they know, and I try to be that same. So. All right, cool. Do you want to launch into some announcements? So we already talked about West Coast School. So I know you've got an announcement about that for dates-wise.
June, I want to say 9th through the 15th.
You don't have it on your
I don't have it on my thing. I just say, I have it here that we're having it. And it's
WCS. It's
second week of June of next year.
Okay.
And last year we had 6 people from Idaho.
That's
at West
brilliant.
Coast School.
And
I would like to see more there because
I had
it's
some serious
great.
FOMO.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wanted to go, didn't make it, but that's okay. Got a lot going on. That's really good. I think we're going to try and keep our timeline kind of tight today. I have a session immediately following where I have a 5-minute window to photograph this guy. So that'll be cool. We got to just kind of move right along. So let's do that. Do we want to talk about this?
I'd love to talk about that.
All right.
Or you can talk about that.
No, you
Or
go, man.
We can talk about that.
Yeah.
Laquita has done a great job setting things up for us. And I want to make sure she gets a pat on the back because she's worked very hard to do this. And no, I'm not taking over for you, Laquita. You got this under control. You're doing it well. So.
Yep. So Flaming Acres, August 14th. It's Monday evening. And the one thing about the fun shoots, actually somebody just asked, I have to sit up tall so I don't look so ridiculously short. Somebody asked me, well, do you do weekdays or weeknights or weekends? I said yes.
Yes, exactly.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
whatever accommodates with the schedule of what we're trying to do. We were just at the Weiser Rodeo.
That was
We had
amazing.
6 of us there, showing up all the way out in Weiser for the rodeo. It was hot and dusty and so much fun. I'll have to post some of my images.
Except for when the horse crashed into the fence where I was
Oh,
standing
that was
and broke
scary.
the gate.
That was scary.
Robbie was back. He didn't. Well, he's on a crutch trying to get around.
Right.
And he's back behind me already. He was that fast. I mean, that horse just came in and bam!
It broke the gate.
Broke the gate.
Oh,
Scared
that's
the you know what
crazy.
out of us.
Yeah. We've been. We were at Boise Hawks. We've been at Javino's. We've done downtown photo walks. We've done a lot of fun stuff. We've been doing fun shoots since October.
And the cool thing is, it's not just the photography,
Oh, it's the camaraderie
the camaraderie, the
And the
hanging
coffee.
out, and just.
and the coffee.
Oh, I didn't have no coffee at the rodeo.
No, I didn't have coffee.
I drank a whole bunch of water there. It was hot.
Yeah, I brought a ton of water and I brought a whole thing of ice. So Flaming Acres, that should be fun. I can't read the fine print on there. Maybe if I go like this. Let's see. Go
35 varieties of flowers varying from heights 24 inches to 14 feet. Whole bunch of colors that you're going to play with. This is a chance to get some artistic shots. I mean, this is where you can get some art done.
Yep.
And it's closer to sunset. It's not going to be sunset, obviously.
Right.
But have you ever?
It'll be long shadows as we get into the evening.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about shooting a flower from the back side of it?
No.
I've done that. It is something totally different that you go, oh, wow. And the reason I did it, because somebody else did it, and I saw it and said, wow.
Very cool.
So think about that when you're out there.
We have added a novel fee, a marginal fee for our fun shoots, $15 for members, $25 for non-members. This helps us cover the access to all these different venues that we've been going to, and some of them operate on a donation basis, some of them operate on a per head basis, some of them operate on a per group basis. So this is just making sure that your organization is doing well with the finances. This is being good stewards of our finances, and it also encourages
People to show up when
people
they
to
say
show
they're
up because
going
they have a little bit of meat in the game, right? A little bit of flesh
Yeah.
in the game. So that's what's coming up there. I've got another one right behind it. This is the rest of the shoots for the year. Let me slide that over. We're already talking about August. September is going to be harvest at a winery, something like that. I think information on that is still forthcoming. October, we're going to be at Reed Merrill Park shooting some fall colors in the early evening. Reed Merrill Park's just over there in Eagle.
I've never been there.
Oh,
I need to go cruise it.
I love it. It's also on the Greenbelt. It's also attached to the river. There's also a bridge there. It's just a great park. That'll be fun. I think that a lot of us think about the McCalls and the Stanleys for great scenery. And I would challenge you, like we did Naked Trees at Kleiner Park in January.
That was a blast.
And that was a really fun shoot, challenging us to make good images wherever you're at. So Reed Merrill Park's a beautiful park. It's close. We'll have a good time there. I'm looking forward to seeing what people create out of that. Out in November, we are planning a maternity shoot. That's my wife's birthday. Cool. That's over at Lisa Payne's studio, and I think we still have to find our pregnant woman for that.
You can't plan that too far in advance.
Yes, and you got to find somebody that's going to
That's
have
actually
the bump,
pregnant.
right? They got to have the baby bump.
About 7 months
So
or so.
when Q and I, Laquita and I talked about these, September is at 8th Street Studio. Ooh, Q, what are we doing there? Wait, look, I'm going to put that on there. September is the 8th Street Studio.
Okay.
So you know what? Offline, give me some information on that. You probably have. Maybe I need to check my email. So we'll fill that in. We'll update this too. And then I think we're going to shoot some Christmas lights in December. So that's great.
That'd be fun.
Indian Creek Plaza is beautiful. Have you been out there in Caldwell?
I have, but not during Christmas.
There's some good restaurants out there. Good food.
Okay.
All right, so that covers the fun shoots the rest of the year. I'm going to clear a couple things here.
And we're trying to fit a few more things in at the same time that aren't in the list of fun shoots, but
Just interesting
things that we can
So
do.
you've got something coming up, right? Oh, I put you on the spot, and it was there, boop, and it left.
You talking about Photoshop party on Tuesday, or
No, but you could talk about that too. That's something that you do that's open to our members.
It's open to everybody and it's free.
Yeah. Sorry,
in fact,
the air
I posted-
conditioning's off. It's getting warm in here.
I posted it on PPI
I saw that.
Facebook and the PPI members only.
So
go
talk
there.
about that for a minute. You do
Every other week we're doing a program on Photoshop, different tools, different things to help learn the program along with, I started it at the beginning of COVID so that we would have something to keep us busy while we're stuck inside our homes, not working in the
and you
studios.
stayed with it. And I've
And
been
it's
able to
been
make like 2 of them.
3.5 years now.
It's right in the
that we've
middle of
done.
the workday.
But it's also posted on YouTube afterwards,
Yeah.
so everybody can go check it out afterwards.
I would like to do an episode that talks about the interesting things that we shoot that are outside what we're known for. I think that would be a fun episode. I've done
That would be.
I've this last month has been really interesting. I've been to Boston. I've been out camping out in Oregon. I seconded a wedding out in Montana for one of our members, for TJ. We had a blast. And I'm photographing a bike shop right now for
You
a
know,
website.
Photography is photography, but you have to expand your horizons. And I consider myself a senior photographer. That was my main glitch.
Yeah.
But I'm very eclectic.
But that doesn't mean you turn stuff away that appeals to you, right?
Definitely not. And if you look at my print comp stuff, it's never the same.
I haven't seen you compete with seniors.
Because I haven't shot a
'Cause that's-
senior for a couple of years now.
Okay, fair enough.
Well,
fair enough.
I shot 3 last year. Went back to California, shot 3. I've got 1 scheduled this year in California when I go back to visit family. So
Okay, so let's talk about fall retreat because we're 2 months away, and I just huge asterisks on this for right now. We are working on something really cool. The dates that we have in mind are September 29th through October 1st. It's a weekend at the end of September. And we're just literally waiting on confirmation. And the person to do that confirmation is returning to work next week after vacation. And that is the difficulty we've had with summer. It's hard to plan stuff because a lot of people aren't where they need to be to give us the answers we're looking for. So we have a good plan and an alternate plan for fall retreat. And we're leaning into this weekend. It could be the weekend prior. So if you've been with us as PPI for a while, you know we do a fall retreat every autumn, end of summer, early fall, and you should just plan for that. Just be a little bit flexible with us. That's the hardest one to plan, is the closest one. Because we've got, I'm just going to roll into it. You know what, I'm going to put that up.
save the date.
Yep,
Here's our dates for everybody.
Yep, so here's the date for fall retreat.
September 29th
Yep.
through October 1st.
And
hopefully.
then let's talk holiday parties. We've had 2 years now. We've had holiday parties in Meridian and Pocatello at the Jakers restaurants, and I love that they're a local restaurant. I have almost every time I've been in Jakers in the last year, Jake is there, bussing tables. Okay, it just blows my mind. So he was actually at the Jakers when we were in Pocatello last year, bussing tables, working with his wait staff. I love that kind of boots on the ground.
And the holiday parties are fantastic.
They're a lot of fun.
You get to hang out with everybody you haven't seen throughout most of the year.
Yep.
And a lot of them bring spouses.
It's a great time
And
to
the
bring our
food's
photographic
not bad.
community together for some celebration. There's not a ton of shop talk because the husbands and wives and significant others are there. It's just great.
It is.
All right. So I want to
is.
say this started on Jen Alvey's watch, and Sam continued it last year, and I'm committed to carrying it forward. I just love the concept. So that's our dates for holiday parties. Let's grab dates for convention, and I think we announced these dates at convention this year.
Yep.
But here it is in front of you, March 22nd through the 24th at the Courtyard by Marriott. We've got contracts signed with them. We've got some great instructors in the pipeline for this.
We've got 3 instructors lined up right now that I'm
National
excited.
level. National level
We're
instructors.
talking international for a couple of them. They are fantastic people, and I don't want to.
Nope, we
put
can't
it
blow
out
that
there.
yet because we don't.
No signed
if we start doing
contracts.
that, we're going to be talking about itineraries, and we're not ready for that.
And
Just
I
know
don't have
that
signed contracts with them, but they've committed to
they've
being
committed.
here.
So I'm excited that we're planned this far out, and then I'm excited about this one too. Our fall retreat for 2024, and this is something that we have secured. These dates are pretty solid. October 4th through 6th, we're going to be at the Western Pleasure Guest Ranch in Sandpoint, Idaho. This gives us an opportunity, Mike, to bring in some of the folks from Washington, the Spokane area, bring in some of our members from the northern part of the state, and engage with other groups as well. I'm excited about this one. This is the kind of thing that we're going to require deposits because there is a limited amount of space. The Western Pleasure Guest Ranch, this is going to be an all-inclusive function. It's going to cover your lodging. It's going to cover your main meals. And then I think some of us within PPI that like to cook are probably going to fill in maybe a lunch, or maybe we'll do some stuff out on town. Those things won't be included, but all of the major stuff is, and it's just very exciting. So
Not your transportation, though.
No,
You're on your own for that
you
one.
got to get yourself there.
You got to get yourself there. Everything else is included.
I'm so excited about this. So Amy Peterson, our newest board member, is the one who is putting this together, and I think Carrie is helping her with that. But Amy is up there in Sandpoint, and I think 2 of our members this week or in this last couple of weeks have been by to see her. I know Katrina was just out there. I think Carrie was just up there. It's so cool.
Anywhere you go in the state, there's somebody you know.
Yeah.
That's the cool part.
We talked a little bit about the value earlier, being the people in the community, and I just love it.
It's great to hang out with friends.
It is.
Everybody here is friends.
Well, and you know what? I spend a lot of time in other business communities. I do a lot of work in the contracting sectors. I talk to a lot of consultants. I talk to a lot of financial people. I was talking to an IT guy at a leads group the other day, and he gave his 30-second elevator pitch, and it was super vague. He says, we do IT. And after the group, I said, hey, you know what? IT is really vague. I know what it means, information technology, cool. That tells me nothing about what you can do for my company. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter if you photograph babies or boudoir or seniors or headshots or landscapes. The problems you face are the same problems that the people in these other industries are facing and what other photographers within our industry are facing. Spending time with those people naturally creates opportunities to solve problems, even when you're not being intentional about, we're going to talk about branding. It just comes. It's really good. What else do you have on your page there? Because I think we've covered a lot of ground.
August 4th on here. We don't have a slide for it.
Augusto.
4 de Augusto is First Friday lunch.
Oh, yes.
We have a First Friday lunch going on.
I have a next Friday, I have a this Friday, and I have today slides for the luncheons, but I don't have a 2 weeks from now slide.
I have one that just says
First Friday.
First Friday lunch.
Oh, I probably do too.
And that's
Oh,
August
let's see.
4th. In Meridian, we're going to be at
Pueblo Lindo.
Pueblo Lindo and
Jacintos?
in Twin Falls.
I think the Twin Falls people probably know what we're talking about.
Probably do.
I could check my phone here, actually. I texted with Sky yesterday. Sky, I met 2 people at an event last night that know you well. And Tacey also.
And that one's going to be at 11:30 in Twin, and in Meridian it's going to be 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see everybody there because here's another chance to get, to me, this is the best part, getting together with everybody and just hanging out.
Juanitos.
Okay, I need to get confirmation on the address for that to fix it. So
Okay.
I got a different place.
And that could be, maybe that was a spell check got her there.
It could be.
We'll get that out on social.
Oh, we will.
And by email.
Oh, yeah, email's already
It's
set
going to
up.
be at the same place it's been at.
Oh, by the way,
Oh, by the way, here it comes.
It's on the website already.
Oh, it is.
Go to events on the website. It's there.
Our website is seeing a lot of activity right now in the updating and upkeep and maybe a little bit of redesign to make it more user-friendly. I think we're going to see a whole round of fresh imaging appearing there.
Already there. The
I'm kind of excited,
2023
you know.
print comp photos are already up. So go to the website, ppfidaho.com, and if you have suggestions or ideas for the website or for PPI, let me know. Let me see what I can do to help.
Yeah, so let's put
That's
this
what
out.
I'm here for.
Let's put, where's your other list? Is it the back of this?
No, it's over on your
put it
table over there, so you won't lose it.
There's some things that we'd like to add to our website. From a historical perspective, I think that would be a great name, history, for a tab there.
I would love to have a list of the past presidents.
Past
I've got
presidents.
no idea who they are.
Yeah, and I can go back a little bit, but I know there's a lot of names, like this, we're like 65, 70 years.
There should be some notes somewhere that have all the names listed. I'd like to get award winners from the past, the National Award, the Idaho
Spirit of Idaho.
Spirit of Idaho.
Sitting right there.
Yeah, that's a big
That's
award.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Like to get that one. I'd like to get the fellowship awards.
Yep.
Those that have won that, plus their bars, etc.
Yeah.
Anything that has history with PPI. I keep wanting to say PPC because
Well, and there's just a lot of
So many
acronyms,
years.
so hang in there.
PPC, PPI, ASP.
Right.
Yeah, PPA.
Well, good. I think that we've done a good job covering this. So let's just shout out one more time. The first Friday is the first Friday in August coming up. That's our luncheons. That's August 4th. That's just 2 weeks. It's not
couple weeks
today.
away.
It's not next week. It's the following week.
Right.
And then we've put some dates out there. If you have questions about the dates, give us a shout. And then I usually have Larry talk about this when we're on. Do you want to just talk about that for a minute?
I would be happy to. Join us. Join us. That's too vague. You need something to say why to join. And that's on the website. If you go member benefits down, and there's a whole list of reasons to join. It took me all of 2 weeks after moving here because I had to unpack everything, get my computer turned on before I joined PPI.
PPI before I left where I was.
A place far, far away.
The Western state that nobody wants to hear any more about.
And Larry Skibisky joined before he actually finished his move here.
Yeah.
So those that have been
was
involved,
talking about him yesterday.
those that have been involved in
Carnaroa, I think, tagged him and me in a post.
I talked to her. Well, I talked to her at Imaging
Did
this
you?
year. Yeah, Karna's a
I
great
love
person.
Karna. She's
a
brilliant.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
Sweetheart. What are the reasons to join? There's too many to list right now, but I joined immediately, and I don't regret it. I'm happy that I'm here, and happy to help.
I can't imagine doing what I do without a professional network around me.
No.
Well,
and even if you're not a full-blown giant professional studio, you can still join, and we can help you become a better
what you want to
photographer,
become.
a better business person.
I illustrate it this way. We've got members who are retired masters. We've got members who are working masters. We've got folks like me. I'm just in the trenches. I'm a full-time working photographer making a living with it, right? I'm not a master. I'm just a grunt, but I'm here and I'm working hard. We've got folks that are aspiring professionals. We've got folks who aren't trying to make a living, aren't trying to monetize it, but want to be the best photographer they are so they can serve nonprofit organizations' missions that they believe in.
Right.
And I believe in all of that. All of it.
How long has Dennis Hammond been a professional photographer?
Longer than I've been alive.
I think he started with the chisel and stone.
You can say that about him because you're his buddy, right? That's funny.
Dennis has been around for a long, long time, but he's still a member. He's still giving.
Still a working photographer.
Still a working photographer. So.
I find so much value in that. I find so much value in him. It's one of the reasons we're going to Yellowstone in the fall.
Luckily, that's not a PPI sanctioned
It's
event.
not, but you know,
Officially. But we're going to have fun anyway.
it's a bunch of folks that know each other.
Hanging out.
Yeah. All right, look, I think I'd like to wrap it here so I can get my studio ready for this guy coming right in. Any last remarks before we sign off?
Any questions, feel free to call me, email me, preferably email.
And the best way to reach you through email is at the ppofIdaho@gmail.com?
Yeah, and I will respond ASAP. So
Great. All right, folks, that's what we've got. Laquita, I appreciate you chiming in here. Any of you other folks, I'd love to hear from you after the fact. We'll be back. I think we're going to move to an every other week or maybe a first Friday live as things have gotten busy for all of us.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Increased responsibility with my position and our business means less time to just do the super fun stuff. But anyway, we'll be seeing you again soon. I look forward to chatting with you.
And if any of these events interest you, go to the PPI website, sign up. Let's get you in there. Let's have some
Dynamite.
fun.
Awesome. All right, everybody, we'll see you again. Take care.